If you have ever spent an afternoon hunched over a handheld saw trying to get a straight line on a driveway, you know exactly how much of a backbreaker that can be. That is where this Stark USA walk-behind unit comes into the picture. It is essentially a 6.5 horsepower gas-powered workhorse designed to take the strain out of those smaller masonry jobs. What hits you first is the weight distribution. Because it is built to stay planted on the ground, you are not fighting the machine to keep it tracking straight. It just kind of wants to go forward, which is a massive relief when you are trying to cut a clean edge on a sidewalk or a patch of city street. The handle setup is pretty clever too. You can rotate it to dial in your cutting depth, and honestly, it feels much more intuitive than the clunky adjustment knobs you see on some of the cheaper rental equipment. Now here is the thing about the water tank. It is a poly design that pops off easily, which is a huge win because nobody wants to be wrestling with a heavy, awkward tank when it is time to refill. It keeps the dust down effectively, and the flow is consistent enough that you aren't constantly stopping to clear out sludge. The blade guard is hinged and lifts right up, so swapping out a 14-inch blade doesn't turn into a 20-minute ordeal involving a toolbox full of wrenches. It is those little quality-of-life details that make this thing feel like it was actually designed by someone who has spent time on a job site. That said, it is not a heavy-duty industrial beast meant for highway construction. If you try to push it through reinforced concrete like it is butter, you are going to feel the limitations of that 6.5 horsepower engine. It is definitely geared toward residential and light commercial work. Also, while the built-in wheels make it easy to roll around the garage or onto a trailer, the frame does have a bit of a utilitarian, no-frills finish that might show some wear if you are not careful with how you store it. You will want to make sure you have a clear path for delivery since it is a freight item, but once it is on the ground, it is ready to go. It is a solid, straightforward piece of gear that does exactly what it promises without trying to be overly complicated. If you are tired of the handheld struggle and want something that keeps your cuts straight and your back intact, this is a pretty compelling option to have in the shed.
Check out the video description for updated price. And thank you for watching this video.